Is my screen visible? Can anybody let me know, please? Okay, sure. Okay. So before we start, right, let me introduce myself. So my name is Ishan, and I have around 12 years of experience in Salesforce, and I am an ex-Salesforce employee. So this is a brief introduction about me. Okay. Now, before we begin with Salesforce, there are a couple of things we have to understand. Okay. First is what is a cloud, right? What is CRM, and then what is Salesforce. Okay. So first coming to the content. Okay, so we will go through these topics today. So first we will understand what is Salesforce CRM. Second, we will get an overview of what are the products Salesforce provides. Okay, maybe not all the products because there are there are many products, but most of the famous products we will just browse through those and understand what are those all about. Okay, then the course content overview. So going forward, what content you will be getting from the course that we will get. Fourth one will be to show you a very small project demo as to how it works, what are the features. It's very on a very high level. We will show it to you. Then we will discuss on the current job market and the career perspective on Salesforce. Okay, and the sixth one will be the certifications which Salesforce provides and what are its advantages and how to go about it. Okay, so these are the topics we will be covering for today. So let's start. And if you have any questions or queries, you can let me know. I will address it at the end of the presentation. Okay, fine. So, what is cloud computing, right? So, if I go about with the definition, it states that cloud computing is a way to access information application online instead of having to build, manage, and maintain them on your own hard drive or servers. So, what does this mean? So let's take an example for this, right? So we have already, like most of us have already used Google Drive, right? So in Google Drive, what we do, or Google Photos, what we do, we upload our photos or upload our documents, and then we can access those documents or photos from any laptop with our account signed in, right? So at the back what we are doing exactly, we are storing our informations into any one of the servers. So at the back end there is a very powerful computer on Google side, okay, that can be stored in any one of the places like USA or India, any. So those are called data warehouses, right? So if you think of it in a simple term, just think like you have a high supercomputer in your home, right? And you have a CPU which is millions and millions of terabytes of hard disk space you have, and you have kept it in your home. Now you are sharing that resource, that space, with the outside world. So you have created a, let's say, a website, and in that website everybody can, you have given access to your hard drive. Now they will be storing their information in your hard drive, and you will take a small rent of from them, right? It's like a renting business. So once that is there, so Google, for Google, what is happening, if you notice, they will provide you with a 1 GB or 2 GB of free space. After that, if you want to get more space, you have to buy it on a subscription basis, right? So similarly, it's kind of a renting business, but at the back end, in simple terms, if we have to understand, what is it? It is giving you access to their hard drive, which is in IT technological term, it is known as servers. Okay, so they are giving access to the servers, and we as an end customer are storing those information in those servers. Okay, and it is not only one customer or two customers, right? So there are millions and millions of customers who are accessing Google. I'm just taking an example of Google. It is applicable for any of the any of the platforms like Amazon, Flipkart. So once you're adding it to your, like in Amazon, if you're adding something to your cart, that also means you are accessing their server to add your information in their server. Okay. So similarly, it's like a generic rule if you are using it as a cloud. So Amazon, Google all have their own cloud based systems which we are using to store the information and access it whenever we want it, right? Now what is the advantage of this, right? First advantage is it's type space constraint is not there, right? So we are not storing anything in our system, we are storing it some other person's or other company's system, and they are responsible for managing those data, they are responsible for securing this data, right? So Google has its own security feature which is very hard to breach, right? So that way we are safe in those situations. And it's also fast. Why fast? Because let's say if we are accessing it from our computer here and we go to someplace else and we don't carry our laptop, right? But we can use any other laptop just to log in and fetch those information if needed, right? So it's fast and efficient. Okay. So this is what cloud computing is: accessing information and storing information on a computer, let's say on a computer, but that computer will be uh, shared across the internet. Okay. So that is cloud. Now coming to the second, right? What is CRM? So as per the definition in the first slide, if you see Salesforce CRM, that means Salesforce is particularly a CRM product. So what is CRM? CRM full form is customer relationship management, right? So what does this mean? As the name suggests, it's basically how you manage your customers. So every business will is built on customers, right? So no business cannot, like any business cannot thrive without customers. Like Amazon has its own customer base, Flipkart has its own customer base, Google has its own customer base. So everybody has their own customer base. Now, how to maintain that relationships, right? So that is that kind of platform, or that kind of the features which is needed to make a long lasting relationship is provided by Salesforce in simple terms. Okay. So let's say if you have bought any product from Amazon, I'm just taking an example of Amazon here because I believe most of us are using Amazon as a shopping destination one way or the other. So let's take example of Amazon. Okay. So in Amazon, what is happening, if you are, let's say if you're buying some products, right? If you buy some products and once it reaches your home, you see that product is not what you ordered for. Let's say you have ordered for a blue t-shirt but you got red t-shirt, right? So that is something which is a different order. So now there should be a way for us to communicate with Amazon to let them know that this is something which is not expected, right? This is something which is wrong. So what we do, we either initiate a return pickup, or else if there is a issue with the return pickup, what we will do, we will raise a case with them. Case in the sense, we will call the support team and we will tell them, hey, this is something which I got a wrong product and there is some issue with my Amazon platform, I'm not able to initiate the return pickup. Or else sometimes you might have noticed that we will be creating an initiate like return request, but that gets cancelled sometimes due to some or the other reasons, right? Maybe invalid reasons also. So we will call the customer care in that sense. And once we call, we will tell them, or else there is a chat option as well, like we will do a live chat with them. So those all, like these all spaces, right? So these all spaces comes under customer relationship management. And Salesforce is the number one platform at this current job market which holds this kind of platform to help grow the business for the customers. Okay. Now coming to the products. So Salesforce has provided many products, okay, many products, like around 10, 12 products, and it's going on. 10, 12 products they have created or they have acquired. Okay, some companies which are built on Salesforce, they were doing the business, but Salesforce has acquired them or built their own functionality, out of the box functionality. That means they will be providing a basic set of functionalities where, as a customer, I don't need to develop anything, right? We will get the basic features whatever is there, and on top of that, if we have to build anything, we will we also have that option. We will come later after this particular um, session. Okay, now to discuss about the products of Salesforce, let's understand what is Salesforce. So as I mentioned, it's a CRM based platform, right? And as per the definition, Salesforce is a cloud based software company that provides businesses with tools that helps them find more prospects, close more deals, and provide a higher level of service to their customers. So what does this mean? First of all, as we mentioned, cloud based, that means Salesforce is something which you do not need to install in your system. Okay, you will be accessing over the internet. Salesforce has its own servers. That means, in simple terms, you can think of it as a hard drive. It has its own hard drive, and what it does, it provides those hard drive access to you on a subscription basis, right? So how we have subscription for Hotstar, Netflix, and all the other OTT platforms, right? Similarly, Salesforce also has that kind of subscription model. So if you want to use Salesforce, let's say for 1 month, sorry, 1 year, then what you will do, you will just buy a subscription for 1 year, and then after 1 year, if you don't like it, or if the business, as an end user, if the business is not going as per the need using Salesforce, what they will do, they have the option of back out. Or else, if they want to have more access or more storage, they can always pay some additional money and get more subscription. So it's very similar to how we use the OTT platform. It's just that in OTT platform we will be using it for watching movies or series or something like that. But in Salesforce we will be using the subscription model to create our own business, right? So that is it. Now, uh, yeah, so Salesforce is a cloud based software company that provides businesses with tools. So with tools means what? That's what I was talking about just back. So it is about the products which provides. Okay, so products which Salesforce provides. Now there is option of developing as well on top of the product, but there are certain basic products which they provide that can get you started with. Okay, so let's see all those. So I hope you are clear on what is Salesforce and cloud computing platform. Any questions? Let me know. Please ping me. I will address it after this session. Okay, fine. So let's go to the next slide. Products of Salesforce. Now in this, what I have done, I have taken few products: sales, service, experience, marketing, industry, Einstein AI. Right. So these 6 products I have taken. There are many more, like MuleSoft and all the other parts as there. But I have community, cloud, and all those things. But I have taken this because these are the mostly used, as per my experience in my tenure. Like these are the mostly used features. Okay, so let's go one by one. Let's get an overview of what those are, and then we will see. Okay, now coming to the Sales Cloud. So what is Sales Cloud? As the name suggests, sales. So that means any business, if you just understand what a business comprises of, right? So let's say you are a customer. Sorry, yeah, you are a customer, and you want to launch a product. You got an idea. Okay, hey, I have a great idea for this product, and I will be launching that product. Okay, so what you need, let's say you have developed all the things in whatever way you have developed it, and this is not only what I'm talking about. This is not specific to Salesforce. This is specific to any kind of product which will go into the market. So first, what you will do, you will try to, if the product is already in the market, what you will do, you will try to sell that product, right? So selling the product is an art, right? So let's say Hotstar, right? Hotstar, when it came into India first, so what they do, that so they will provide you with certain kind of like let's say offers, right? So first year it will be free, then after that some amount of money it will have, like that, right? So even if they will ask for feedbacks as to how you are liking it, any difference in that, right? So in Google Play Store or somewhere you will give the feedback. So those are all kind of a from a sales perspective. Or else let's say if you are going for a life insurance life insurance policies, what the LIC representative will tell you, they will give you a call, they will explain you what are the features available, they will understand what you require, and based on that they will tell you okay sir, this is sir madam, this is the product which is available. These are the benefits, these are all those things, right? So this is how a general LIC or any insurance kind of, if you're taking it, it will go like that. Whether it will be via call, or if you are inquiring through a website, it will be via email or via chat, anyway it can be, right? So in Salesforce terminology, if somebody is giving you a call, they are called as leads. Okay, so lead means what, they are not customers. Okay, so if I am getting a call to buy a policy, then I am not a customer until and unless I buy the policy from them. So that is what a lead means. Lead is a previous stage of being a customer. Now that lead can convert into a customer, or it cannot. Like it will get like, I will tell no, I'm not interested in this product, so I'm not a customer, right? So lead is can be converted or not converted into customers. Now, opportunities. So I'm just telling you an overview because we have to understand, right? The terminology somewhat. So opportunities means what? Opportunities means that, let's say if I am giving a call like let's say the customer or the lead, and that lead gets connected with us. Okay, so let's say I'm an LIC agent, I'm giving you a call, and you get connected. Like I got your lead from various sources, I can gather the information, right? I can gather the numbers and all, and I give you a call and I tell, and you become a customer. So that means you are an opportunity, the business has an opportunity to gather more revenue out of it. Okay, so that is what opportunity means. It's basically a revenue stream or a process which can be used from a business perspective. Now, okay, let's go with the definition first, right? For sales, Sales Cloud is a specifically designed to streamline and optimize sales process, empower sales team, and enhance customer interaction. Okay, so basically, if you have to understand on a very simple way, it's the sales process, how you are selling your product to the in the market. Okay, how you are selling your product, how it is getting, how you can optimize your sales, right? So I cannot go to every household, that is not feasible, right? I cannot go to every household and tell them about this product and sell it out. That is time consuming, that is not efficient, and moreover that might not bring that much profit what time I'm giving it to. So optimizing those sales processes, like after this stage will happen, right? So let's say if I'm forming a team for my sales team, right? And if I have to explain it to them, or ask them to follow on the sales, the process needs to be very easy going, right? Otherwise they will also not get it, and everybody will be having their own way of doing it. So streamlining the process, optimizing the process, then the teams, they should have certain tools in their hand which will help them gather those information quickly, right? Rather than going to every household and acquiring the information, or let's say just sitting in front of computer and not knowing which way to go or what information to take next, right? So these are not something which is efficient. These are not something which is empowering the sales team, right? So Salesforce provided certain features, which we will be discussing in more detail in our class. So certain features which will help us or help the sales team to grow their business, right? To sell the products. Now, what are the benefits? First is increased opportunities, as I mentioned. Second is accurate forecasting. Forecasting means what? So, Salesforce provides some tools in Sales Cloud which will help you to forecast what, based on the previous data in the market, how it will perform. Okay. Third one is the streamlining business processes. So this one also I discussed a bit. It's basically how the process will go. Like in sales, if you're gathering the information, what type of information you need to gather based on the customer or based on the products which you're trying to sell. What type of customers to reach out to, how the emails needs to be sent, all those. So streamlining the business process. And if all these things meets, anyhow the end product will be boosting the productivity, right? If everything is in place, it will boost the sales productivity. Chalo. So this is about Sales Cloud. And if you see the diagram, I don't know whether you are able to see it or not. These are certain contact management, like how to manage the contact, like lead management. Lead management is basically, as I mentioned, leads are the customers, and I mean not the customers, the one stage before the customers. Now file sync and share. That means there are certain, this is files, right? Yeah, files, it will be file sync and share. So if you are uploading certain files and if you want to share those files with somebody, so that also provides with Salesforce. Then account management, opportunity management, creating reports. You can access those information from mobile. So from mobile you don't have to use a, you don't have to create a separate app for that. Salesforce has its own mobile application which you can develop or you can utilize. So for Sales Cloud you can utilize it, you don't even have to develop it. You can utilize those features from those app. Okay. Then email integration. Email integration means what? So if you are sending some email to thousands of customers, or a single customers, right? So how to integrate those emails, right? Let's say I'm sending an email through my Outlook or through my Gmail. So if I integrate it with Salesforce, what will happen if I send it via Gmail? It will directly go to the concerned person via Salesforce, right? Or else if I'm doing it certain, if I'm sending some emails from Salesforce, if we are integrating it properly, it will go to the necessary channels. Okay, fine. Then sales forecasting, how the sales will go based on the data we have. Sales collaboration, that means there will be many products, right? And how to collaborate within a team. So these are some of the products which I mean features of the product, right? Which are provided by Salesforce. Now after sales, what it comes? Service, right? So once I have what to say, given the product in the market, right? I have, like, let's say as an end customer I have bought the product. Now next step would be as a service. So if the service is not good, what happens? It will not thrive, the business cannot thrive, right? Because if there is any issue which I need to communicate to the business, let's say as an end user, if my Hotstar is not working, so I need a way to communicate to the customer, an easy way, right? Not something of giving a call, waiting and waiting and waiting, and then at the end they will tell that okay it gets disconnected. It's not good, right? So the services is a very important part in the process. So for Service Cloud, is basically dealing with those segment of the business where you are providing services to the customer, right? So if I go with the definition again, what it tells: Service Cloud is a cloud based customer service. Cloud based, anyhow, if we are using Salesforce it will be cloud based. So cloud based customer service and support platform designed to help business deliver exceptional customer experience, manage service interactions, and resolve inquiries efficiently. So all in all, it's basically how you are dealing with the end customer after they bought your product. So those are the features which are provided in this product. It can be case management. If you see the diagram, case management activities, CTI integration. CTI integration is nothing but telephonic so if you give a call to Amazon, we have an IVR option, right? press 1 to go to this product, press 2 if you have a concern like this. So those are called CTI interaction. Okay. Then contacts and what is this? Okay, so these are all the features which are provided, right? Based on the services. So it's provided by Salesforce. Now, what are the benefits? Benefits are case management. Case management means ticket management, right? So if you are raising a ticket, whether via phone, via email, via chat, whatever may be the medium, if you are raising a ticket, we need to have a process to manage those tickets, right? It should be assigned to the correct agent with the skill set. Like if I am using using a product from Netflix for, let's say, streaming, that streaming performance is not good, right? And if I'm raising a concern with that, that goes to a specific person who has that skill set to debug that part. Or else if we are like I'm not able to access this particular movie, right, in Netflix, then that if I raise a case for that, that should go to a specific person with that skill set, right? So those are the managing the cases, how it needs to be routed, or which person needs to handle those kind of cases. So as a business also, if you see, there will be a team, right? For a service there will be a team, so managing their load, right? So if I'm, let's say, if I am working from a Amazon support team, right, and I have a team of 5, right? So 5 people should be having sharing more or less equal load, right? One person should not be assigning 10 cases, another person should not be like assigning one cases, another person no cases. Or cases in the in Salesforce terminology, it's tickets. Okay, tickets, Salesforce support tickets. So managing those kind of cases is something which Service Cloud provides. Omni-channel routing is basically, as I mentioned, right? So it has to be load balanced, skill balanced, skill wise it needs to be provided, the agents. Then it needs to be provided based on the how much workload they have. So those are gets taken care using omni-channel routing. That is also a point and click. So whatever product I will be discussing, those are all point and click. Okay, there is no coding involved or something like that. Now, third is streamlining business processes. So it's basically how to streamline the processes, as we mentioned in sales also, right? Streamlining business processes. Here also it's same, and boosting the productivity. Okay. Now coming to the third part is the Experience Cloud. So what is Experience Cloud? Let's say I'm using Salesforce to sell multiple products, right? Now once we are selling the products, what's as a Salesforce, what is happening? As I'm using the Salesforce, I'm becoming a partner with Salesforce, right? I'm selling my product. Let's say there is a company who wants to sell a product on Salesforce platform. So that means first they need to partner with Salesforce, and then they will be selling their products. Now one way is to do using the Salesforce platform, right? Salesforce platform we can use and do. But for that, there needs to have a Salesforce license. There is a concept of license also here, like how we have for any OTT platforms. Again, I'm taking OTT platform as an example because that way it will be easier to understand. So that is something which we are let's say those are licenses. Okay, so now I have purchased a license for, let's say, 10 people, right? Now I cannot give those licenses to the customers because customer base will be increasing for me. If my product is good, then the customer scalability, that is called scalability. So my product is good, it will go on and increase my customer base. Now I cannot give access to my Salesforce as it is, because in Salesforce platform I might have some confidential information and that I don't need to share it to them, right? And even I don't want them to log in and then see. That is not a good experience, right? First I have to see what the product is all about, what are the features it's provide, right? And then if I need be, I will log in, right? So let's say in Amazon, if you go to Amazon, you will see a website. In that website you will see what are the contents are there, whether I will be liking that content or not, that is a different part. Amazon or Netflix, if you see Amazon Prime or Netflix. Now so those are something which we need to, as a customer, we need to first see what the website is all about, what features it provides, right? So based on that, if we after that, if we need to buy a subscription, we will do a registration, we will do a purchasing of those products, and then we will go about it. So first we need a platform where without even login they will be able to see the product. Okay, now that is one part. Second part, what we need after logging in, if I'm facing an issue, I should be raising a case, right, for the service cloud which is taken care of. But so I need a platform for that. So if I go to amazon.in, there we will have a create a support case, right, or call an agent, something like that we will have. So that is also on the platform, one way of doing it, right? And third second one is we will have some knowledge articles as well, right? So we will have an FAQ document. FAQ document is what frequently asked questions. So if we are facing an issue, what we will do, either we will go in Google and search like whether the other customers are facing some issue, or else if we have a platform or a place where we can interact with customers, other customers, that using like a chatter, right? Chatter means what, you are at mentioning the team and getting the information from them. So those kind of, so if you are seeing the documents, or if you are seeing customer experience, like whenever you are trying to buy a product, right, from any Amazon, Flipkart, or anywhere, you will go about seeing the rating of that product, right? And if you are clicking on that rating, what you will see, you will see the what customers has provided review of that, details of that, right? Whether it will be via photo, or if any issues they faced, or if the quality is not good, they will write it down. So those are like what, those are in a way collaborating. So customers and customers are collaborating with each other to help them out to get the good products, whatever is there, right, whatever they want. So that is what that platform is called, experience cloud. Okay, so this is something which Salesforce provides, where as an end user I can access that product information from this. It's a website. Okay, this website, you will not even know that it is built on Salesforce. Okay, so it's something like Snapdeal. If you remember, there was a website called Snapdeal. So that was created on Salesforce, this experience cloud. Okay, so there are many more websites which are now created on this experience cloud, but that is one of the examples. So okay, so this is experience cloud, formerly known as Community Cloud, is a powerful tool within Salesforce ecosystem that enables business to create branded and interactive online communities for their customers, partners, employees, and any other relevant audience. Right. So that's what. So if I'm collaborating as a customer, I will be able to do it using the Experience Cloud. If I'm collaborating as a partner, okay, so let's say I am a partner using Salesforce uh, to sell my products, right? So that also I can do a collaboration with my partners, in like I can give a platform for all the partners which are in Salesforce to have interact with each other, right? That is one thing. Then support, right? So creating cases like Service Cloud, so that also I can provide it using the Experience Cloud. So all this kind of informations can be provided. Now, what are the benefits? Partner or customer collaboration. That way, it helps in reducing the number of tickets which are raised. Right? If you are collaborating with each other, you are already aware if somebody else faced that issue and what can be done to rectify that. Second is securing access. Securing access means what? You are not providing access to all the data, whatever is there in your Salesforce server, to your end customer. You are only giving certain data or certain record access to them. So that is securing access. And until and unless they log in, they will be seeing minimum information, whatever you need to showcase your product. Third one is enhanced engagement. So as we are collaborating, obviously this is the byproduct of that. It will enhance the engagement within the team or the customer base or something, right? And fourth one is the self-service support. So self-service support means what? As I mentioned, FAQ documents or any documents, it will be there, right, related to certain commonly faced issues. So steps to rectify that, right? So this will be there. Or else raising a ticket, to Salesforce, right? So at the end it will go to Salesforce platform service cloud it will use. But how to raise a ticket is one of the ways to use the self-service support, right? So this is about experience cloud. Now marketing cloud is what, before even the sales begin, what we do, we market the product in the I mean, obviously in the market we will market the product. So that is what marketing cloud is. You are marketing your product, and there are certain features which are there, like to help in uh, to help getting your product into the higher, like more audiences, right? So those Salesforce provides. Integrating with Facebook, Instagram, or any other platforms, you can integrate without even writing a code, right? So there are certain features which are provided by Salesforce where you can interact with the social platform without even writing a single code. You just have to communicate between them. Okay, so this is what it is. Marketing Cloud helps businesses create, manage, and deliver personalized marketing campaigns to their target audience. The features are particularly focused on, if Marketing Cloud is somebody is using, the features will be focused on marketing the products, whatever product it will be, right? Now, what are the benefits? Multi-channel campaigns. So it will run a campaign, right? What is a campaign? Campaign is basically whatever, if you're using Facebook, right? So you, or YouTube, you will see the ads coming up, right? For the businesses based on your search, whatever you search in Google or somewhere, relevant ads you will get, right? I believe you noticed that. Even if you're going to IRCTC website, you will see the pop-up, the advertisement which comes are specifically based on the search you had done in Google previously, right? So those are called as campaigns. One of the ways, right? One of the ways to campaign your product. So there are multiple channels which Salesforce provides to help in campaigning your products, right? Second one is segmentation and targeting. What that means is basically targeting the audience, which audience will be beneficial for this particular product, and all segmenting it and all, right? Third one is personalized customer engagement. So once you're marketing the product, this is one of the important feature where you need to provide certain personal touch to the customer, right? As a, like, once you're interacting with the customer or telling them about your product, this is one of the like, you can say it is one of the good way to have a personalized interaction with them. So that also feature Salesforce provides. And fourth one is data driven insights, right? So what type of data based on that product it will come, the analysis of that product based on the campaigns being run or past experience on the market. So those kind of informations are provided by Marketing Cloud. Okay, coming to the fourth is the industry cloud. So industry cloud is one of such features or cloud which Salesforce has acquired recently. It was previously called as Velocity, Velocity, Velocity. So that was built on Salesforce, focusing on the industry need, right? So previously, whatever I have discussed, Marketing Cloud, Experience Cloud, Service Cloud, those are all generic, right? Those are all specific to any product which can be. But if there is certain, this product specifically is built based on industry needs. So let's say for health cloud, there will be certain processes in place, certain flows, certain objects will be there. So those kind of features are specifically designed, like based on the industry it is designing this. Okay, so if you are going for a hospital based product, right? So you will go for health cloud. So health cloud has all the ingredients or all the features which is needed to manage that health cloud system. So that is what it is. So now once Salesforce acquired it, they have rebranded it to known as Industry Cloud. So what is this? Industry Cloud refers to a specialized type of cloud computing solution that caters to the specific need, requirements, and challenges of a particular industry. So it's industry specific. That is the name why it's Industry Cloud. Okay. Benefits is specialized functionality, industry expertise, and compliance and regulations. So every industry will have its own compliance and regulations, right? So those are all which it will follow. But on a higher level, just understand this feature, this cloud, if you are using, you will get benefits of industries, specific industries which you are looking for. Okay, now Einstein AI cloud. So Einstein AI cloud is what, it's basically what is going on in the market right now. It's the machine learning. You are, I guess all of you are aware of chat gpt, right? All of you are aware of the way the interactions we can do with the machine and get the informations based on that, right? So that is what Einstein AI is from business perspective, right? So Einstein AI is a comprehensive artificial intelligence platform that is integrated into various Salesforce products to enhance and automate business processes. So let's say if I am going and you might have noticed if any banking system you will use, there is a like in HDFC I know there is a ask Eva, asking Eva, right? So that will provide me with the information, like just as interacting with a normal person, whatever the basic information. And if it does, if it doesn't able to provide, it will route me through the correct channel. So that is a machine learning talking with me based on the data whatever I have. Or else if you are using a chat gpt, you will provide some data, right? So you will ask some questions and it will answer you based on the information it has on the internet. So similarly on a business front, if we can go with the, like if you see here, right, benefits, predictive and insights. So that means how it will behave, how your product will behave in the market, right? Based on the customer sentiments. So sentiment analysis, once the customer provides you with some let's say feedback on any product, right? So what is the sentiment on top of that, right? So analysis of those sentiments. Then recommendations, okay, so they will recommend, okay, so this product, this part of the product is more, you can focus more on this part of the product because this is giving you more revenue stream, right? And automating, automation means you are basically automating certain processes. So it's basically a way to use the artificial intelligence. And now even they have, Einstein has integrated with chat gpt as well, so that feature is also available to help as an end customer or as a business to thrive on top of that using artificial intelligence. Okay, so that is Einstein AI. Okay, so whatever we have discussed, there are many more products, right? As I mentioned, but we have discussed only this few six products, which will help. Now, one thing, if you noticed, all these products provides you with the out of the box feature. Out of the box means it will, you don't have to do anything. Salesforce with the subscription itself, it comes. Okay. Now, but one thing you will all agree, once we are using this product, one thing or two things are common. One is if you have to create certain users, or if you have to, create certain flow on top of that. So, okay, Salesforce will provide you with the basic structure and basic everything, right? That can be used, but you can customize it based on your preference. So there are two parts in that, right, which are common to everything. One is admin, another one is development. Admin means what, whatever you can build using point and click, that comes under admin part. Okay, administrative part. It's not only about creating users or managing the user profiles, not that restriction. You can also, as an admin, give access to the whatever content it needs to be having access to. You can also build your own way of processes, or you can also build your reports to see what like based on whatever the key metrics is there. So all these things. So admin is one, and second one is the development. So you can also develop on top of that. Okay, so there are certain products or platforms which Salesforce provides where you can develop it. Okay, so here we will talk about those admin and development. So those are the key elements, or if you can understand it like, if you are building something, if you are having a building raised, right? So the products, whatever is having, you can think of those as rooms, okay, of the buildings. But before we do a building, we have to dug out the, the what to say, the soil, and have a strong base on top of that, right? So those, that base is called as admin and development. So if you have a strong base, you can always use those feature to your advantage. You can always customize it to your advantage. Okay, fine. So in our course, what we will go through, I'm just giving a high level overview, basics of cloud computing and Salesforce. So higher level we have already covered it today, this one as well. Data modeling means how the data is structured in Salesforce, right? UI customization, how you can customize the user interface in Salesforce. Fourth one is data management. So once data is there in your system, how you will manage the data, right? What are the security features? So one of the important feature is for any business is to secure the data, right? And Salesforce is, it is built on top of that. It is one of the key areas for which the customer comes. Apart from the features and all those things which are provided, if your security is not good, no customer will come to you, because for every customer data is very important, right? So let's say if Flipkart's data is being shared with Amazon, or Amazon's data is shared with third party system, then the other business can take over that, right? So that is, security is very important in any business. And moreover on that business, the data part, right? So data security, how it is being configured. Fourth one is the process automation. So how you can automate the process, what are the features which Salesforce provides by which you can automate the process. Then comes the reports and dashboards. What are reports and dashboards? It's basically if you want to create certain reports, like how we create it in Excel, right? Or any other platform. So similarly, we can create our reports, and dashboards are just a pictorial representation of reports. Okay, so how to do that? What are the ways, or how many ways you can do those parts? So those are provided by reports and dashboard that we will discuss. Then at the end, in admin part, we will discuss on. So today we have just got an overview, right? What is Sales Cloud, what is Service Cloud, and all those things. But sales and service, if you will also agree as an end customer, these two are the main features. You will anyhow sell your product, and after selling the product, you will anyhow give service to your product. So these are common things. So that's why in admin I have given this part a bit more focus on that, like what features are provided, how you can go about it, all those things. And in development, what we have, Apex language. Apex language is just like you will have a programming language, right? Java, C, C++, all those are programming language, JavaScript. Similarly, Apex is the programming language of Salesforce on how you can develop it. Now SOQL, SOSL. So it's basically the way querying the database, right? So you are well aware of SQL, right? Similarly in Salesforce it is SOQL, SOSL. So this way we can fetch the data from the database. Visual Force page, Lightning component, Lightning web components are some of the ways you can code. You can write your code and it will be displayed on your system, like how you use HTML, right? How you use the JavaScript. So all those ways. So coding part, the UI front will be taken care by this Visual Force page, Lightning component, Lightning web component. This we will explain. This we will work on with examples and understand the features of that. Okay. Integration. Now in any business cannot thrive it's on its own, right? Any business cannot have only a single platform and thrive on its own. What that means, let's say Amazon, let's take Amazon as an example. So once you're buying a product, right? If Amazon tells, okay, you have to buy a product only using Amazon account, I mean Amazon account, no. If you have to buy a product only using Amazon Pay, will you be satisfied with that? No, right? We always need an option whether we want to pay it via credit card. If via credit card, which bank I need to pay, or else let's say net banking, or else let's say Google Pay, or any other platform, right? So based on the end users what to say end users satisfaction, we will be, or comfort level, right? Comfort level is the word, yeah. Based on the comfort level, we will be using our way of purchasing that product. So that is just one of the example, but yeah, if you get the point, I believe. Integrating is one of the main features which needs to be carried forward. So we will talk about integration in depth, how we can do that, what are the ways we can do integration, right? How to write code and all those things for integration, all those things. Now, limits and testing. What that means is Salesforce is a cloud platform, right? So there are certain limits provided by Salesforce to um, so that the performance of other users are not hampered, right? So if I'm using a product, or if I'm, let's say, coding only, I'm taking an example, okay? So if I write certain bad code, what will happen? Let's say there is a, as I mentioned, right, it's a cloud based platform, so it will have its own space will be huge for the multiple customers, but it will have a finite amount of space only, right? Now if I write a bad code, and due to my bad code the server get utilize more of the memories, what will happen? Let's say you are also using the same server, okay, same computer you are using. Now at the if I'm writing a bad code and if it is impacting you, that is not a good design, right? Because you have not done anything wrong on your side, why you will get hampered because of that performance? That is a question, right? So Salesforce has provided certain limits which we as a developer needs to adhere to that. Otherwise it will throw error and it will not let us proceed, like that. Okay, so limits, it is in Salesforce, it's known as governor limits, governing the limits, that is how, governor limits. So we will look into that. And testing, how you have to test it out, because you cannot go live and then test it out, right? That is not something possible, or possible in the sense that is not something practical. If you are going live and then you are testing it out, that is not good. So there are certain ways to test out your products or test out your code. Now I'm not talking about products, I'm talking about code. Test out your code whether it is impacting any other, you might have multiple businesses, whether it is impacting any other features or any other things. So those kind of testing part will be taken care. And last one is the deployment process. So there are multiple ways to deploy from one uh, org to another. What is org? Org is nothing where you will write your code or build your business, right? So if you have to transfer that data to some other part, data or the metadata, how to do that? How the deployment process works in Salesforce? That one also we will look through. So if you see the admin and dev part, once we cover all these parts in our 2 months course duration, I can 100% guarantee you that if you are diligently working on this, you will get a very good hold of what Salesforce is, right? You can answer the interview questions as well as you will be able to build from your own. So in many interviews, they will not ask you a very straightforward questions, right? What they will not ask you what, okay, tell me what is Service Cloud, what is Sales Cloud. They will not ask you like that. They will ask you on a scenario specific. Big companies, right? Google, even Google acquires Salesforce. I don't know whether you know that, but Google also acquires Salesforce, Apple also acquires Salesforce employees, Salesforce skill set employees, they have its own businesses, okay? So they will not ask you this straightforward question, they will ask you scenario based questions. And until and unless you have that part, even if you're going to Salesforce, right, if you're going to Salesforce company to join, Salesforce also is a top level company, so they will also not ask you straightforward questions, they will ask you scenario based questions, okay? So let's say if I am having this scenario, what will be your approach? So until and unless you know the features which are provided by Salesforce, whether it is through point and click or via dev, until and unless you know that part, it will be very difficult for you to answer it out, right? So based on these topics, whatever we have developed, it will cover all the ways. You can it will make you more, uh, it will give you all the tools to crack those interviews. And if you are into any project, it will help you in that as well. Fine, I believe this one is okay. Now coming to the product demo. Okay, let's see one product. Okay, so this is Salesforce. Okay, this is what Salesforce is. Now how to set up Salesforce? It will be, this is a free one, okay? So anybody can use Salesforce to do their own R&Ds. Okay, so I have created this org to just show you what Salesforce provides. And the way you are seeing this UI, right, this is called as classic, Salesforce Classic. So previously there are two parts of UI. One is Salesforce Classic and second one is Salesforce Lightning Experience. So Lightning Experience came a later point of time. Initially when Salesforce was built, no, that time this Salesforce Classic was in picture. So many projects were developed on this, and then to enhance the performance, they have switched to Lightning Experience. Lightning Experience is nothing but a separate UI or a design which Salesforce has used to improve the performance. Okay, but to give an overview to simplify the process, I will just, this is a project. Okay, so let's say this home. In this project, what we are doing, we are recruiting. So this is in Salesforce ecosystem, no, when initially the Salesforce came into picture, this was one of the examples or a way to explain what Salesforce provided. So this is a very old what to say, project, very old project which Salesforce has provided to us. Okay, so what is recruiting? Let's say recruiting is basically, you know what is recruiting is basically you're recruiting something for the positions. So whether that is for a job or for any other things, right? So for that, what we need positions, we need the what positions are available, right? So if you go to any job portal, you will see what positions are available. Then the website of that company you will have, the job applications you will have. Then on top of that, you will be creating the reports and all, right? And candidates will be providing the information of their own, right? So let's go one by one quickly. So for positions, right? So let's say I am an admin. Okay, I'm I'm clicking on new. Okay,
Hello, sir.
and yeah, tell
Sir,
me.
are you sharing any screen? I can't see anything here. Like,
You're not
are you
able to
showing
see.
any? No, sir. Okay.
uh, Others are also facing this issue. Can somebody
No, sir.
confirm? You're not able to see. Okay.
No, sir. I am not because here it is
Previous
showing.
slides, previous slides you were able to see.
No, sir. Nothing. I was just listening to you.
Oh, you should have told me earlier. I was showing you some presentments, just a presentation. Okay, let me share again. You should have told me earlier. No.
I was thinking you're because I joined little 5 minutes delayed.
Okay. Still you are facing this issue or no?
Yes, sir. I can't see anything. Like if you switch on the camera only, can I see? Because I'm new to this app.
No, no, it's not camera. It's the screen I'm sharing. So
Uh-huh.
in my system, it is showing I'm sharing the screen and it is showing that. Mm, okay, let me just give me a minute. I will ask them to verify once. Just a minute, okay? I will just give a call to them and ask them to see.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I believe confirmed with them. They also mentioned that the screen is visible. Just check from your end if there is any issue, right? Just check it out. But it's, it's. I mean, I have shared. It's visible now. I believe. Just check
Actually,
from your end.
if we click on the session, this Your online demo, everything is shown, but I can't see anything on the screens. Empty. Maybe,
But I'm
maybe I need.
sharing my entire screen only. Share screen, entire screen only. I'm sharing. There should not be an issue. Just check
It's
with
okay.
the. Just check it
I'll
out.
check
Okay.
with the, let it later on, sir. No problem.
Yeah, please.
Just ask him
So
to rejoin again.
yeah,
Can I
that is
rejoin?
also available. Yeah, please
Okay.
rejoin. Yeah. Okay. So while he's rejoining, no, let's go about with our demo. So what I was talking about positions, right? So first we will, as an admin, we will create a position, right? We will create a job posting, let's say. So let's say it's for IT. Okay. So I'm clicking on continue. Okay, and I'm having these all fields. Okay, so I will just fill in some position. Let's say Java
Yes, sir.
developer.
Now it is visible. Now it is.
Awesome, awesome. Okay,
Okay. Okay. Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, please mute yourself. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so let's say I'm going for Java developer position. I have a company and I'm posting this. Okay, status. Okay, let's say new position. Type, let's say full time. I want information technology. Job level, these are for my reference. Let's say travel required, yes. Hiring manager, let's say I'm giving myself. Okay, when is the opening date, hire by what is the time frame I need, right? Close date, maximum pay, minimum pay. Let's say maximum pay, minimum pay I will give it as 4 lakhs. Minimum, sorry, minimum pay, maximum pay I will give it as 10 lakhs for this position. Okay, or since we are doing with Salesforce, let's say go with Salesforce developer only. Okay, job description, right? You can give a job description, you can give the responsibilities, skills required. So let's say for skills I will write apex is required, lwc is required. Then admin, in admin there are flows. Flow is one of the features, right? So flow is required. So these are the skills I believe is required for being a Salesforce developer. Educational requirement I will give it as btech. Okay, bsc. These are the two requirement, minimum requirement which I have. And required programming language I will give, since I'm looking for Salesforce developer, I will go with apex. Okay, and I will save it. Now what you saw in this brief way, right? So the fields, the values in the fields, this pick list field, right? These are the values. Then saving it to the database. All this is done without even writing a single piece of code. Okay, so Salesforce has provided ways to create records, add fields, add values to that fields without even writing a single piece of code. You don't need to have a coding expertise to do this page. You don't need a coding, any coding language. Okay, now after this, if you see, we can clone this one, share this product, right? Share this position with another user. Let's say I will be looking after the Salesforce developer position, but it will go on for this many days, right? So I will be on a leave for some days, so I want to share this position with some other users, and they will take care in my absence, so I can share it out. So these are all features which are provided. Now, if I go down, you will see open activities. Open activities means you will write something down, right? Like new task. So, for a reminder, we will create some alarms, right, in our mobiles, that this I need to do it in this time. Similarly to this, if you want to do certain activities here, you can create a task for you, or you can create an event for you. Okay, so this is one. Activity history is basically open activities and activity history. Both are related, but activity history will show you the historical data, what needs to be present. I mean, whatever has been done on this record. Okay. Notes and attachment. Notes and attachment is basically if you are attaching something, resume for this. Let's say Salesforce developers, we will attach JD for this, right? Job description. So that we can do is notes and attachment. Job application is another, like position. Job application, if you see there is a tab, right? Job application. So this is related. If you want to have a job application related to this position, then we will go with this. Okay. And we can also see there is a button called close job application. So this we can close out the job application if required. Then approval history. Approval history is basically if you have to take certain approvals, right? If you are going for this position, anybody cannot in HR team cannot simply create a position and give it in the market for the from the website, right? They need to have a certain level of approvals. So if you want to do that, you have the option using this. And there are many more. These are just the ones which are provided here, so I'm explaining this to you, but there are many more which are provided, which we will talk about in our complete sessions. Okay. Now let's say this is done, position is done. Now if I can either go job application from here, clicking on new job application, or else I can click on, I will just open it in a new tab. I will click on this job application, and similarly how we created positions, we will create it from here. So candidate, position, cover letter, this one, right? So candidate is required. Okay. If you see this icon, this magnifying icon, this is denoting that it is a relationship, okay, with one object to another. Object means what? Let's say you have used Excel, right? So Excels will have tabs on sub tabs, right? In each of the tabs you can create certain data specific to your needs. So let's say position is a tab, candidate is a tab, employee website is a tab, job application is a tab. So candidate and position, these two tabs are related to this job application. Okay. Similar on just think of it in that way. So if I go to candidate, right? So here we can go. Let's create candidate first. Otherwise, we cannot fill this, right? So let's create candidate. So let's say I am a candidate. I went to their website and I have filled out my details. Let's say in Experience Cloud. You remember Experience Cloud? So let's say Experience Cloud, I have created a form where I have posted my job application, and I will go there and fill out that form and submit it. Okay. That way I can do, or else I can give them a call and tell them that I want to apply for this position. Okay. So that way also, as an I will take the information. So one way is to gather the information from that Experience Cloud in our example, or else manually typing it. So for us to keep it simple, let's use it manually. Okay. Because I don't have a Experience Cloud or a community build on this platform, or although we can experiment with that as well, but right now it's not there. Okay. So let's say I have given my name Ishant. uh, yes. Okay. And if you see this red colors, right? So this denotes the mandatory fields. Okay. So now if I save this, right, you will see there is an error, right? You must enter a value here, because these are mandatory fields. And this kind of values or the messages we can modify. Okay. Even we can add validation. These are called validations. Okay. So validations, if you are saving something and if you want to validate based on your business certain data that this needs to be filled, then you can add your own validation. Those are called as validation rules in Salesforce. What it is called? Validation rules. Okay. So that is there. So that we will see how it will be done, right? How we can create those in our sessions, like tutorial we will do that. So let's say ishant@gmail.com. I'm giving this, right? US citizen, currently employed. If you see, once I clicked on this, these are automatically checked, right? This is also something which we can configure using Salesforce. Okay. So I will just uncheck it for now. Visa required, I will click on yes. Education, let's say BABS, and I will save it. I will not give addresses and all at this point of time, because these are not required for me, right? Why to give more things which is not needed? If you want, you can give it, but let's keep it like this, and we will save it out. So one candidate is provided, one position is created, right? Now let's go to positions, what we were discussing. Okay, here it is. So in positions, we will click on job application. So what I was telling, job application, either we can click on here, new job application, or we can go to this job application tab and click on new, right? So if you see, one thing you will notice, once we are clicking from this is called related list. Okay, this is called detail page. Detail page. And detail means the main content of that. So if I'm going for a position object, what is the main information which I will get? This one, right? These are the main information. So this is called detail page. That means detail of that record. And these are called related list. So basically that means related to this record. Okay, those informations. Okay, so if I click on this new job application, you see this position is already filled, right? But if I click on this job application and click on new, this is not filled. Why it is that? Because we are going to this job application from the position object. So Salesforce on the backend already knows that it will be for this position itself. Although we can change it out, we can change here, we can delete it, and if we have any other position, we can, it will show here and we can select it out. But Salesforce knows this, okay, that we have to use the this position here. So either way we can do. Okay, now candidate, I'm taking this candidate as an example, candidate number, and I'm keeping it as new and all. Cover letter, let's keep it now blank because it is not mandatory. I will save it, right? So these are done. Now if you see, once we were creating, we only have these positions: candidate, position, cover letter, status. But once we saved it, you see there is this part, right? Total rating, number of reviews. These two parts are average rating. So these three parts are automatically coming. And if you see, there is a lock icon. I don't know whether you are able to see it or not. I will just zoom in. Okay, so you see there is a lock icon on these three fields. What that means is it is auto calculating based on certain conditions. Okay, now this status, if you see status, cover letter, positions, these are all having a pencil icon on top of that, right? So that means either we can click on edit, we can modify our information, or else we can go here and simply click on this pencil icon, right? And we can edit from here as well, one field. This is in Salesforce terminology called as inline editing. What it called as inline editing. What that means is you are directly going to that particular line of record and changing that data. So this is called as inline editing. You can disable this as well. This is something which you can disable. If you don't want it, we can disable, but Salesforce provides it. And also another thing is this job application number. So if you see, this is something which is not provided here, right? This is something which is not provided here. It automatically comes. So this is the unique way of identifying the data from our end, from a UI perspective. This is a unique way. But if whenever you're writing a code, you simply don't know, right, what will the number will come. It is an auto generated number. So we will be able to configure like JA, then dash, the syntax of this format. We can configure that, right? But we cannot know which number denotes which object. So for that, sorry, which record. So for that, we have this in the URL. If you see, right, this ID, this ID is what uniquely identifies a record, any record in Salesforce. If you are integrating also, you will use this ID to understand if you are getting the correct record or not. To understand whether the record which you are, passing through, whether that is correct or not. So this is one of the important ways to uh, identify a record. Okay, so okay, here also you see these are all the this open activities, activity notes and attachment reviews, right? So if I click on new review, you see the assessment. So if you have taken an interview, you will have this, right? You will have this place to provide your reviews. So you can just write candidate is having good knowledge on development and admin, recommended, something like that you will write, right? And you will give a rating. So if you see on the after rating, there is a icon, right? And if you just hover over that icon, you will see a message: enter a 1 to 5 rating of the candidate. So in Salesforce terminology, this is called as help text. What it is called as help text. Okay, so what that means is it will give more information what it needs to do, right? So if I just give rating, and if I'm filling up that details, I will not know what rating. I can give it with 1 to 100, 1 to 200, right? So those things I can give. So here it helps us to understand whether we can have a 1 to 5 or something like that, right? What type of data I need to provide. Now in this also I can write a validation rule, like if it is more than 5 it will throw certain error that you cannot enter. I don't know whether this is in place now. Let's check it out. Okay, I will give 6. I will save it. Yeah, it's saving, so there is no validation rule here, but we can definitely go for a validation rule where it will restrict that if I'm giving it more than 5 it should throw me an error, or else if I'm giving a negative number it will throw me an error like that. Okay, but for now let's keep it as 4. Okay, save it. Let's save it. Fine. Now once this review has been done, you can also go for submit for approval. Okay, this is something which you are submitting to the next level to see whether this candidate is right or not, right? There might be multiple steps, right, for an interview. So this is, I'm not going with submit for approval now because I don't have that many users. I only have my user here, so I don't have other users here. So I'm not going with that, but this is the process. We will cover it up in details in our when we are doing the course. Fine. So this is done. Now if I go to this job application, you see suddenly this gets populated. Total rating gets populated, number of reviews gets populated, average rating. So now let me create another review quickly. Okay, I'm just giving it as test. I'm not 5. Save. Okay, so 2 reviews I have for the same job application. Now if I go to this job application, what you see, total rating, that means 4 plus 5 9, right? It is showing here. Number of reviews, that means 2 reviews I have provided. So how many reviews? 2 reviews. Average means 9 divided by 2, 4.5, right? So these all three are known as formula fields in Salesforce. What it is known as? Formula fields. What it does, you will write certain formula in the backend which will help identify or do the calculation on your behalf. Okay, so this is what it is. Fine. So these are all done. Now, if after that, let's say as a management, top level management, I want to see certain reports. Okay, for what are the job application, how many were recommended, what are the ratings, right? So I can create a report. Right now there is no reports created, but we can create a report. So for that we need to go to this reports, we need to click on new report, and we need to select. Okay, we need to select the object for which we need to do, right? So we can go with accounts, we can go with contacts, or else we can go with other reports. And in this other reports we will have our objects. In Salesforce these are all objects. Okay, position, candidates, these are all called objects. Okay, objects are nothing but the tabs. Like in Excel, tabs are there, no? So those are objects. And the record, so this whole record, let's say this whole record, right? This whole record in Excel terminology, you can think of it as a uh, row. Okay, a row is there, no, in Excel. So that row is considered as a record, and in that row, each of the column will have certain fields, right? So that is the fields. Okay, here it's fields. So those columns are known as fields. Rows are known as, like, you can think of it like that. In Excel, columns are can be considered as fields in Salesforce. Rows can be considered as records in Salesforce, and the tabs, sub tabs, if whatever you see in the Excel, no, that can be considered as the object. Okay, that way you can think. That will be easier to remember. Okay, so we can create a report, right? So we can, let's say, job application with candidates. We can go with this, or we can create our own object as well. That we will see more detail how we can do that, right? Okay, in later point, because that we can have our own customized way of creating reports. Like here it is job application and candidates, right? Now what if I want job application with account? That is not there here, so we can create those part as well. But for now, let's keep it like this: job application and candidate. Click on create. It will show you with the details. And if you see on the left hand side, all the job objects fields, right, and candidate objects fields are provided here. Okay, so we can simply drag and drop it. So if you see here, it is showing a red color mark, right? Red color mark means this is why I cannot do it here. Okay, so okay, fine. And if you see in this report type, right, so we can simply drag and drop. Okay, so let's try one job application. Okay, top rating, fine. So I'm going here, see here, red green color is coming. So if I click drag it and just leave it here, the total rating will come. Similarly status also, if I go and leave it here, it will come. Similar to that, opposite way is also possible. We will just drag it out and close it out, or else go to this field. You can click on this and you can remove. If you click on remove, it will just remove it out. Ascending descending is basically the way you want to display the record. Okay, so those are the things. Now, if you see, there are four ways to have a report. One is tabular, summary, matrix, join. We will cover what are all these types later point of time. But these are the four types of reports which we can create, right? And once you have all the data, you just have to, you can also filter it out. You see, date field. If you want to see the report only for a specific time frame, you can give it here. If you want to see the report, so here it is my job application. That means whatever I have created. If I want, sorry, if you have to see the job application for all the, like whatever is there in this org, you have to click on all job application like that. So you can add more filters, right? So you can add more filters on top of that. You can add it like, let's say, if job application equals this number, then only show me those report, right? So like that, you can add your own filter condition as well. So once all this is done, you will click on run report, right? Once run report is done, here only one record is there, so it's showing as one record only. But if there are multiple records, right, you can just imagine, in normal projects or normal scenarios, there will be lakhs and lakhs of records. And to get a minimized version of what we want, we will use the filter condition and the date time range to show what is needed, what we need in our for our reporting purpose, or to understand some key matrices. Okay, so this is how it can be done. And similarly, once report is created, a dashboard can be created on top of it to show it in a pictorial format. Okay, you can also export the reports and all those things. So this is more or less about the project. Okay, now let's switch to lightning. So this project, whatever is there, no, this is recruiting project. If you see here, it is a recruiting project in top, right? So this is specifically built for classic, not for lightning. Okay, but lightning is the going like step forward. So I just showed you to make you understand in a simple way how it goes. But from in our course, right, we will be dealing with lightning only, because lightning is more like classic is also used, but lightning is the future. Okay, whatever the product Salesforce is building, or features whatever it is building, it is building on top of lightning platform. It is more faster, more secure. That is why. Okay, now here also, if you see sales, right, sales, if you remember, we were discussing about sales, service, marketing. Community is the experience cloud, right? So these are all the parts. So these are already provided to us. If you are doing the creating an org, you will get this to play around with. The data will be very limited, storage limit will be very limited, but you can play around and see the features of that. Okay, accounts, leads. If you remember leads, I mentioned, wherein it's just a previous stage of being a customer. So if you go to leads, if you go to new lead, click on new lead, right? So here you can create, right, lead source, from where I got this lead, whether it is from web, whether it is through any phone inquiry or any partner referral, right? So here if you see lead status, open not contacted, means I have not yet contacted that lead. Then working contacted, closed converted. Converted means that lead gets converted into accounts. Accounts is basically customers for Salesforce. Okay. Closed not converted. Not converted means that lead is not interested and I'm not moving forward with that. So this is leads and all, right? So this is called as lightning experience. And if you see this gear icon, if you click on this setup will come, and all the magic related to point and click comes from this setup. you will have all the details, whether you want to automate some processes, approval process. Remember in our project I mentioned approval process, submit for approval button. If you click on this, which person needs to be approved, go for the next step, what fields needs to be populated, what email needs to be sent, all these things need got done using approval process. Flows is another important part which Salesforce is focusing on from automating standpoint using point and click, right? Process builders and workflow rules, these are also there, but if you click on this now, I don't know whether this message will show or not, but click on continue. Yeah, so if you see this message, I will just zoom into you. Go with the flow, with flow builder, the future of low code automation. You can do everything you can do with workflow rules and more. So previously when flow was not there, no, this workflow rules, then this process builder, there is another thing called as process builder, those things were used to automate. Now Salesforce has deactivated, I mean in terms of creating new workflow, here we will be able to create, but slowly they are deactivating the workflow rules and approval process from creating new creation. Obviously whatever is created, that will be functional and that you can make change, that business should not get hampered for that. But going forward they are focusing on flows. Okay, so that is the main thing for low code automation. And Salesforce has a famous saying that, you know, if you are developing something, you first see whether it is possible using point and click, because Salesforce has so much of content using, I mean so much of feature from point and click, that you need very specific use case to use the development side, right? So you should be well versed, even if you are a developer, no, you need to be well versed with what Salesforce can do using point and click, so that you can utilize those. And then if it is not possible or any limitation is there, you go with the coding part. Fine. So this is what it is. And if you see on this right hand side, top left hand side, this icon, this is called as app launcher. If I hover over it, you see the name, right? App launcher. What that means, app is basically like a folder. Okay, folder like recruiting I have created, no. So in Java, if somebody has worked or any other project, we will first create a folder, and in that folder we will write our functionality, right? So similar to that, or write our functionality in the sense we will have our object fields and all those things specific to that record. So here we can see the records, and if you click on view all, whatever apps are present for this organization, it will show you. Fine. So this is one thing. And object manager is something where you will have all the objects, and once you go to any objects, you will see the fields and all, right? So these are all the places we will go very deep into this once we are doing our course. But today it's not possible due to the time constraint. So we will keep it here only, okay, till this point. I hope you got an overview of what Salesforce is and basic things, how the navigation works and all, right? We will see more details in the course. Fine. So demo is done. Now let's see the next slide. Okay, let's go to slides. Fine. So this is the project which we saw. Create an application for tracking open jobs and candidate information using work experience and all those things. Fine. So we are done with this. Now coming to the job market and career. So if you are learning Salesforce, if you are giving so much time to learn Salesforce and work on it, you should know whether it is something value for money or not, right? Value for your time or not. You have to first understand that. If it is not value for your time, if the market is not that much booming for the Salesforce, or for any other technology for that matter, if you're going with that technology, you should first understand whether that will give you certain returns or not, right? You're investing your valuable time on that learning experience and to understand that product or something. So whether that will have certain impact or not, you have to first understand that. So let's see whether this is good for, you know, what is the trend in the market. So first is the market trend and career opportunities. So according to International Data Corporation, this is a organization which conducts surveys and all. Salesforce and its partners. Partner means whoever is using Salesforce. Like Adidas is using Salesforce, Google is using Salesforce, right? So those are partners of Salesforce. Salesforce and its partners will create around 10 million jobs by year 2026. Just imagine 10 million jobs only on Salesforce, right? And what are the jobs? If you see here, the I just tried to gather this this what to say. Sorry, oh, this cannot be zoomed in, right? Okay. Just try to understand the software industry. So this picture which you can see on the right hand side, right? So software industries which utilizes Salesforce, right? Share of Salesforce.com companies by industry. So software industry is 32.8%, business services 17.3%, manufacturing industries 13%, finance, media. So if you see, all the industries are using Salesforce one way or the other, right? So there are a vast flexibility of where you want to go in from a business standpoint, right? Which business you can use. So if you are well aware of admin and development, you are on a, like, you are open to all these businesses, right? It's not only limited to software. Okay, I will go to software industries or IT industries only and work on Salesforce. No, it's not like that. Even if you go to any let's say healthcare industry, if they are using Salesforce, you will be an asset to them, right? You will be able to develop on top of that, right? Even if you are going, let's say, now going forward, if Reliance industry is using Salesforce as one of its one of its business platform, and if you're going to Reliance as a candidate, and if you know Salesforce, they will hire you. Why? Because you have expertise in Salesforce, you can develop on top of that, right? So that is all it is. So from industry specific, it is used vastly, not only in software industries. Okay. And if you see the positions, what positions are there, right? So business analyst, that means on a BA level, how to, like, requirement gathering. So even for requirement gathering and all, you need to know, right, what Salesforce can do, cannot do, all those things. Architect, architects are the most sought after positions, and very very high level. So that they also, like, there are very around very few architects in Salesforce, right? So that is the functional consultant. You can work as a consultant to them, to the companies, that okay, this you need to do, this we need to do, this is the requirement, okay, this can be done, this cannot be done, like that. Functional consultant. Okay. Technical specialist, UX designers are basically designing the product. Devs and admins, dev is something who coding, coders are known as devs, right? Admins are basically going through the point and click features and all. Designer. So these are all the positions which are present in Salesforce. And in the job market, the currently, out of these positions as well as the industry, Salesforce is one of the highest paying packages for an entry level or for an experience level. If you have a good understanding, you will get a very good package wherever you're going. Because what is happening currently, because I'm into this system for last 12 years, right? So I'm aware of those. So what is happening is, there are many positions available, but the right skill sets are not available for the candidates, right? So they will not have more hands-on experience. They will not know the current features or current trends which are provided in Salesforce. So Salesforce, just a side note, Salesforce has 3 releases per year. 3 releases. Okay. And in those 3 releases, if you can imagine, every year if 3 releases are happening, and if they're adding some new features to that, then we have to cope up with that, right? We cannot just sit around and say, okay, I have learned this and that is it for me. You have to see what new features are coming, how on top of that you can utilize those in your projects, like that, right? So that is something which is required. And most candidates are lacking the specific skill sets for Salesforce. So positions demand is more, supply is less, right? So in a basic economic term, if you see, wherever demand is more and supply is less, obviously you will get more compensation, more salary, right? So that is what it is. Now coming to the Salesforce certification. So Salesforce has its own certifications. Okay, there is a website called as webaccessor.com, where you need to go and do the certifications. That I will show you how to do that. So Salesforce has its own certifications, right? And if you see, there are more than 40 Salesforce certifications currently in the market, right? And some of the sorted out is administrator, certified administrator, advanced admin, then platform app builder. So those three, and then this last three, these are more from a development standpoint. Platform developer 1, developer 2, JavaScript. JavaScript is also there. Why? Because there is a module called Lightning Web Component, right? If you remember the course content which I showed you, no, Lightning Web Component is one. So there we need to have knowledge on JavaScript. So if you have the, so you can, it is not mandatory to have a certification, but it is a good to have. Why? Because it will show you, like it will show, present you to the client that you have knowledge on that, you have got certified on that particular segment. So certification is, in that way it's important, like it's like a gateway. You can think of it as a gateway to, like whenever the resume is being shortlisted, no, if you have certifications for those skill set, they will get more priority to get give the interview, right? But on the interview you will obviously be judged based on your skill set, whatever you have, and what how you answer the questions. But having a certification is a good way, is a gateway to go into the interview, right? And this can be given. So I believe now it's 9:41. Oh, I took a lot of time of yours. Sorry for that, right? I was not aware. But yeah, this way, this is what I'm ending my session. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I will try to answer it out. I will stop sharing
Yeah.
my screen.
Good morning. This is Gia actually, and I
Yeah,
have some more doubts on this Salesforce CRM actually. So
yeah,
thanks
tell
for
me.
session today, and first of all, thanks again.
Yeah,
Basically, I'm a ERP developer, so I'm just
okay.
using the ERP. I need to integrate with my ERP with the Salesforce CRM. So that's the reason
Mm-hmm.
I'm just taking this session. How
Okay.
this session will be useful for me, first of all, because I'm having the integration knowledge, but I'm not
Mhm.
sure about the Salesforce whether it will be useful for Salesforce and my ERP. So how I can proceed with that actually?
So whenever you're integrating any third-party system, I will tell you my mindset. Okay, so if I'm, so let's say I am a Salesforce, I have Salesforce's expertise, right? Now, if I have to integrate with Java, right? So I think I need to have the understanding of what Java can do or what Java cannot do. Like from my side, I can very well send out the, I can send out the data and integrate with the Java application. But since being an architect, so let's say I'm working as an architect, so if I don't have knowledge on the other product system, even the basic knowledge, if I don't have that knowledge, I will not understand what that product can be utilized in my platform, right? So in this course, whatever we will do, we will go through the basics of whatever Salesforce as an admin or as a developer we can achieve. And if you have that knowledge, even if you're not working on a Salesforce platform, if you're integrating from a third party system, you will have the understanding of what Salesforce can do, what are the benefits you can take as an exam, as an, as an outsider or as a ERP system, right? So you can take uh, that knowledge and try to utilize more on that Salesforce side, like how you can utilize the Salesforce as a integrating platform. So that can be done. That is one of the ways. Okay,
Okay.
sure. Any more questions? No. Okay. Okay then, guys, I will end my session here, and I'm really sorry to take up your time more than the allotted one. But thank you all for joining and giving your valuable time here. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks. Bye.